Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good day to you anywhere you're listening. I am Yemi Olaleye, a market analyst at Expo, and this is another beautiful edition of our weekly market forecast. And let's start with the fundamental outlook when we check the forexfactory.com, seeing what opportunities we have in the market from the 19th of May till 23rd of May for this week. So let's check. On Monday, we're starting with all day long on Canadian dollar bank holiday, and there's no any significant high impact news on Monday, 19th May. On Tuesday, 20th of May, we have AUD coming up and Canadian dollar also coming up, 5:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. consecutively, which focuses on the RBA monetary policy for the AUD and CPI for the CAD coming up 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time on Tuesday. And that sounds to be interesting. It seems more like we're going to have a lot of volatility on that day. If you trade AUD CAD, I think you may just have to take a caution on that particular day if you do not understand how to trade and expect the fundamental outlook. It's one of the important times that we need to check more of what is happening on the global scale of economy so we can determine and choose our buyers in the markets reasonably. On Wednesday, 21st of May, we have the CPI coming on Great Britain pounds US dollar, Great Britain pounds, and this is 7 a.m. Nigerian time. So if you'll be trading Great Britain pounds US dollar, it will be a very good day for you. On Thursday, 2022, May, we have that on Euro, 8:15 a.m. We have 8:30 a.m. Euro. We have 9:30 a.m. Great Britain pounds coming up with the flash services PMI. Then we have US dollar coming up 1:30 p.m. and 2:45 p.m. Nigerian time, focusing on unemployment claims, flash manufacturing PMI, and also flash services PMI. On Friday, which is the last trading day of the week, we have Great Britain pounds and Canadian dollar coming up on high impact news, 7 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. respectively, while the Great Britain pounds focuses on the retail sales monthly by monthly, which the forecast is 0.4%. And then we have the Canadian dollar coming up 1:30 p.m., which is focused on core retail sales monthly by monthly, and the forecast is 0.2%. So these are the highlights of the weekly outlook we have on the high impact news for this week, 19th to 23rd of May 2020. Now going straight into the technical outlook, starting with the DXY, of course, we need to look at the market from what we've seen over the week. Last week was a very good one for us because we're able to make some profit from the market, so to say. It was an interesting one for me particularly. All right. So let's start with the monthly time frame analysis, and this is the DXY, and I've done this before. I think I need to put them back because it's still the same. So right here, last week I was expecting the market to react to a price level, and which it did. So basically for this week, what we have is still very simple. On monthly basis, on monthly time frame, this is the monthly imbalance zone that we're expecting the price to come into later on, which would do about 500 points or 5,000 points rather before the price gets in there. But basically a monthly time frame, this month is not over yet, so we cannot have a bearish fair value gap zone right here. So let's quickly move to the weekly time frame analysis. Let's see what we have. On the weekly time zone, we've been seeing series of buying every week, but it's a short-term momentum. It's not really that much. The momentum is not massive from the bull side. So all we have is we had the opportunity in the market that the week that was created this week and this week, that level has been covered, and that is where the market is sitting right now. So it's more or less like we are still expecting more bullish momentum in the market based on what we have here. But of course, the market is stuck within the last bearish imbalance zone right here. And liquidity has been grabbed below this price level. And since then, we've been seeing significant, it's not really too significant, but bullish momentum has been cited over this price level, above this price level, above this lower price range. So I'll still be maintaining a bullish bias on DXY weekly time frame analysis. Going to the daily, let's see if we have opportunity there. Let's see what that can turn out to be. Taking out everything we had. So this is on daily. Basically, we have a little expectation for a sell momentum here, which is a bullish imbalance zone right here sitting there. And if you check the market now, we look at it, it will be about 95 pips to get there. So this is an average of 100 pips sell momentum before we have a fantastic bullish run again. But so far so well, what I look out for is to see this market push on for more bullish momentum, because this has been ranging for the past 3 days. The last 3 days of last week was ranging. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday was a ranging market. So basically, this low, if it's secured there, we'll be expecting more bullish momentum from this price level to the upside. So that would be my outlook on this guy. I'm coming. I don't need this. This will be my outlook on this particular as well. All right. So that is that on the DXY on daily time frame analysis. So let's check what we have on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see. the opportunity we have there. So I'm taking this away. I'm taking this away. I'm taking this away. Excuse me. Let me just take this out. All right. So on the 4-hour time frame, don't forget the shaded area above here is the monthly imbalance zone. So which means whatever this market does, we'll be expecting reaction right here at the end of the day. This will take a long time, maybe, but then that is what my anticipation looks like. So ideally, I've seen the market structure right here. All of this price level, we can say this is a pure range in the market. And the only thing I can see here that looks a little bit juicy is the bullish imbalance zone that is found here on the 4-hour time frame, which I'll be expecting the market to open. There can actually be a gap down on DXY at the market opening, and that's sorry, I need to take this out. So I'll just expect more something like this in the market over time at the end of the day to do something like this. So basically, this is what I'm looking out on gravity on DXY rather. So the outcome of this will determine what I'll be doing on gravity pounds US dollar, euro US dollar, and AUD US dollar. So right here, this guy looks bullish from where it is right now. This is DXY on 4-hour time frame. So this is the outlook therefore, because we've seen what has played out. We've explained all of this over the week. So I don't want to repeat all of that. So let's go to the next thing. We have the euro US dollar starting from the monthly time frame. We've seen what this market has done over the time. For this month, it's been bearish so far so well. And then I need to take out this guy. It's been bearish so far so well. So basically, we have a bearish momentum for this week currently going on the weekly time frame analysis. For the past 4-5 weeks now, we've been having a bearish momentum right here. I need to take out this guy, and I need to take out this guy. Good. So basically, we've been having a bearish momentum for the past 4 weeks now, even though it's a very short one, which is the opposite of the DXY. It's been a very short one, but one thing it has been forming significantly is the lower lows and lower highs. And that is also an attribute of the downward momentum. At first, we were looking for this level to be filled in the market, and that level has been filled now, though the price is still sitting within that imbalance zone. So what are we expecting further for this week? Because this level has been taken out, but price is sitting right there. So we may have a little bit of ranging momentum right there on the weekly time frame analysis. And looking at this perspective of the market, it looks more like we can have more reaction from this zone. But let's go to the daily time frame to see how that will play out. So on the daily time frame, therefore, last week played out where we were expecting the market to move into this price range before we buy. It did so and all of that. But then that is a past glory, and let's take out all of that. So we have a series of bearish momentum right last week. And for the last 3 days of the week, it was the bearish momentum, but significantly, the market has been bullish. It has been ranging, so to say. Monday was bearish, Tuesday was bullish, almost equal size. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week was ranging. But then what is the market saying? So ideally, do we have any opportunity at the lower price level? We do not have any balance zone right here below the price level here to expect the market to get into. But what we've seen so far so well is the market has filled the previous gap level we have here, which is a bullish imbalance zone. Market filled it, did a little bit of bullish momentum to the supply level right here. And from there, the market has been doing a bit of accumulation right at this price level, closing at 1.11614 for the last trading day of last week. So ideally, what I'll be expecting would be more bearish momentum on this to see how the price will take out this low right here. So basically for this week, I'll be looking forward to more sell momentum on euro US dollar, so long that DXY remains bullish, because one thing now is the fundamental controls the markets more faster now, just like never before. That is also one of the considerations in the market. So we're not going to sleep so much on this because we expect the market to react to any fundamental outlook, especially from President Donald Trump of USA. So keep an open mind for this market. It's very, very important. And on this 4-hour time frame, of course, look at what I'm saying. There is also a bearish value gap zone right there where we can anticipate a bit of momentum into this price range, something like this. All right, I can do something like this. Okay, great. So I can see something like this, of course. This is on 4-hour time frame on euro US dollar. So which means we can still expect a little bit of bullish momentum into this price level, because all we have seen in this price range is series of lower lows and lower highs. And all of a sudden the market is trying to do a little bit of stunt, which is normal in the market for trendline liquidity sake. So we can expect the momentum to get back into this price level. And when that happens, we can expect more sell momentum from here. So from this price level to where we're expecting, That's about 100 pips on average. If the market gets here, you can take out your short and you can take out your profit. Or if you want to be in that market for a long time as a swing trader, then we can target this low right here, which is also a fantastic one. But however, I'm going to react with the markets over the week. Okay, so this is the outlook on Euro US dollar. Let's check what we have on the Great Britain pounds USD on the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, we had the market at a price level like this. We secured this level for a long time now. We were expecting the price to get to at the end of the day. But currently, what we have in the market is what we are reacting to. So, of course, when we look at this from the perspective in the market, we're going to see that the price has been stuck within this price range for this month. So basically, we do not have a very clear outlook on Great Britain pounds US dollar, rather than we see the market is at a supply zone right here on the monthly time frame. So let's quickly leave that and let me take out these guys. Let me take out these guys and let me take out this pricing too. Okay, so to have a cleaner chart. All right. So basically right here is where we anticipated the sell to start from, to begin from. This is it. But on the higher time frame, we expect more bullish momentum afterwards, especially when the price has gotten to a price level, which the market has done so. So currently on the weekly time frame, the market is still within that range of 4 weeks back to back, ranging within this price zone of the supply level. And what else are we expecting for this week? Let's go to the daily time frame to see if we have an opportunity to see a bullish momentum or a bearish momentum. So right here last week, we were expecting the price to get into the daily imbalance zone before we have a buy. The market did that, and of course, it pulled out for a buy over 220 pips was made from this bullish momentum from Monday last week. So basically, what the market has been doing for the past 3 days of the last trading days of the week, for last week has been a ranging market. So ideally, this is not giving a very clear structure for a momentum for this week. However, we can wait for the market to print for the very first couple of hours of the week before we can determine or decide which buyers we're going for in this market. However, what other thing we're looking at right here is that the market has secured this previous low level and is hanging us with a little bit of double opportunities right here. Look at this. This is a tiny bearish imbalance zone right here that we can also expect the market to move into before it starts selling. But this is about 31 pips, of course. And this is also possible that we have the price doing something like this into this price range, then to continue the movement or before that price level. So I said the double opportunity. This is one of it. And the second one is right here. It's also a very tiny one, as you can see. This is also a very tiny one in the market. So basically for me, I'll be looking at the market from this perspective with an open mind, whichever direction the market move into. I just want to enjoy the ride of the market. So if this is not too clear, I'm going to wait for the market to actually still print more candles for me to have a clearer price action. But essentially, we have lower highs and lower highs over the time, and we have the structure coming up right here. So all I can do is to anticipate based on the data that the market has shown as history over the years. All right. So that is that on the 4-hour time frame. So this is my anticipation. And let's go to the next guy, AUDUSD. This guy also moved well last week because it did, that's what we expected. We expected that it would move into this price level before it started buying, and it did about 140 something pips to buy. Okay, that's about 145 pips on average. So let's say this did about 140 pips for us last week because we expected it from here. And this is also a very good one. Okay, and it's been selling since then. So what are we expecting for this week? So let's go to the monthly time frame. Let's see what we have. The monthly is been bullish after this guy has been raging for a long time now. That's why I was avoiding it for a little while. But then we've seen how it has been reacting over the years, and we've seen a price level like this that we marked sometimes ago, that this is a monthly imbalance zone, a bearish one at that, and expecting the price to get in there. And this month, the price gets in there, and the moment it got in, it started selling off. And it has sold about 70 pips, 119 currently. It has tapped into that range and sold off about 120 pips on average. So what are we doing with this market? Still looking bullish because the previous candles are still bullish. This month's candle is bearish on the monthly time frame, but on the weekly time frame, we have the previous 2 weeks as bearish candle, which makes the entire 4 weeks of trading on AUD/USD a ranging market, and currently is forming more or less like an inverse crown. And with that outlook, therefore, on the weekly imbalance zone, as the market tap into it, if not, I will be looking into that level. And that level has already, okay, it's not tapped into, right? It's not tapped into. So this is the weekly imbalance zone, which I can also be expecting the price to tap into in the nearest future. So ideally, I'll just be waiting for the price of the market to do something like this a little bit before it starts buying. But currently, this is not looking too sharp for me. If you look at this from this perspective, let's go to the lower time frame to see if we can have a clearer view of this outcome. All right, so we do not have a momentum for a particular price bias because there is an opportunity of such as what we're looking at on the price action. So right here on the daily time frame, all we had was a ranging market, so much range, so much range. So essentially, we are not looking for anything really, really nice here because the market has not tapped into this level. But with what it's showing right now, it's showing more momentum, like the price is going to do just that. All right, like it's going to do a little bit of buying before selling and moving into this price range, which what is showing right now anyways. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame to see if this can be buttressed a little, and we move on from there. So on the 4-hour time frame, what do we have? Let's see, on the 4-hour time frame, do we have any momentum from this price level? Is it not a balanced price range? No, it's not. It's actually not a balanced price range. So what we have here is simple. What we have here is simple. We have two zones above, which is the first one is right here, and the second one is right here, which I can expect AUD US dollar to move into any of these before it starts selling. All right, that is one. Then the second one is right here above this price level, whereby I can anticipate the price to get into this range and start to do the thing. So right here we have some opportunities here, but I'll be expecting the market to react. Wait, let me check the number of pips before then. This is about 5 pips. No, I'll be expecting this. This is about 17 pips. I'll be expecting this to happen before I can find a momentum for more sell momentum in the market. So right here, this is my outlook on AUD US dollar, a little bit of buying into this market before it starts to sell. So ideally, I'll be expecting the price to get in here. So this one, I won't be looking into it because it's not so juicy. It's not looking like, okay, it's not looking like for me personally. So expecting the price to take out this previous low level, that will be my first goal right here. And from the current market price, that is about how many pips? That's about 46 pips on average. And from where we are expecting the price to get to this place is about 62 pips on average. But ideally, this is the monthly time frame order block fair value gap zone, whereby I anticipate the threshold from where I'm expecting the market to sell from is about 100 pips exactly on this outlook on the 4-hour time frame. So this would actually still be a little bit of bullish momentum before we had a sell into the weekly imbalance zone right here. So that is that on the AUD US dollar. Let's see what we have on USD JPY. Last week it also moved well as we anticipated over the weeks. Starting with the monthly time frame outlook, let's see what we have there. On the monthly outlook, we have this as a bullish momentum. And what is the price doing actually? Look at this. Looking like it's going to sell for a long time, right? And what are you expecting? Or it's looking like it's going to buy for a long time. What are you expecting really in this market? To take out all of this high level and shoot above to compete with all of this price range? Okay, that will be determined by the fundamentals. But ideally, let's see what we have right here, right now. On the monthly time frame on USD JPY, let's see the opportunities we have in the market. So right here, we have the bullish momentum for this particular month, which is the month of May. And we also anticipated that a long time ago. But let's see what we've done on the weekly time frame. Let's see what happened there. On the weekly time frame, we expected the price to come into this price range before start buying. That happened already. Last week, we were expecting the price to take out this previous side to complete the market makers buy model. That also happened. So with that now, I can take out this guy, and I'll do that on the 4-hour time frame of daily time frame for you to see. So right here, we've seen all of these momentum in the bullish direction. This has completed to take out liquidity, now closing below. What exactly are we expecting for this week? Because this is still closing above the previous bullish candle right here. But there's a clarity that we need to see on the lower time frame, and that's where we're going right now. On the lower time frame, we'll look at what we had. I can take out this one now. I can take out this guy. I can. Of course, look at what we had. So basically, I'll take this out. I'll take this out. It has done its job. This also has done its job. I can take it out. This was a level we are also expecting in the long term where the price can come to react. So I can take it away for now. This is the upper price level, which I'm expecting the level to take out later on. But before now, what exactly am I looking at? I'm looking at this opportunity here. This is a bullish imbalance zone right here. So which means I'm expecting the price to still sell a little bit more so they get to this price level, which is very close to it. From the current market price to where this is about how many pips? It's about 70 pips on average. And of course, we have a level up there, which has also created a bearish imbalance zone right here. And that's where the current market price is. That will give you about 200 pips on average. So this is shorter. I would be expecting the price to react in that manner as well. And that can also not work, but it's possible. We're working with possibilities as traders. So basically, I may expect the price to just do this. This is what I'm expecting in the price to get to sell a little bit more into this price range before I see a bullish momentum. Right now, I can't buy because I'm not seeing more confirmation for that. But if it sells to this price level, yes, I have a confirmation for a buy. So that will help me to know how I anticipate in this market. On USD JPY 4-hour time frame, the bias we had is still very, very strong. It's still very there. Just that just that on the 4-hour time frame, it looks similarly like the price nearly got into the fair value gap zone on the daily, which it didn't. But of course, on the 4-hour time frame, there is also a demand zone where the price has actually tested before now. And that's where the market is doing right now. So what we've seen for this buy momentum was a reaction for this price level here, where the price did all of this to close the last week gap, and then price tap into this supply or demand zone and push away very quickly. But then if the price is not taking out all of this level, it's not taking out this level, I'm not expecting the price to get in here before it starts selling. So basically, I'll be expecting more sell momentum for this to happen before I see a buy into this range. So this is my outlook on USD JPY for this week, and I hope this will help. So anticipate the market and know your buyers. Be flexible, flow with the market. Just one fundamental. What now is bigger than your technical analysis is bigger than mine. So of course, I'm going to still be open-minded to what the economy is saying on the larger economic perspective. So stick to what Donald Trump will say and what world leaders will say. On the gold perspective, on monthly time frame, this has been a very wicked week so for this month because that's actually gone in both directions. I'm currently sitting in the middle with a bearish candlestick expression. And right there, I can take out this guy. I think I can. The weekly imbalance zone we're expecting for last week to be tapped into was actually tapped into right here. Last week, we're expecting the price to tap into a weekly imbalance zone. The price tapped into it and it swept through into the bullish, the daily bullish imbalance level. And let me show you that. And that has been a very significant sell momentum. This was the bullish imbalance zone we talked about last week that expecting the price to get into. This was a Monday candle. Anticipation was to see how the price would move into this level, which was also a bearish imbalance zone above the current price level as at then on Monday. So the price tapped into it just the first thing on the Tuesday morning. We have that beautiful sell of about 500 pips before all of this happened. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday happened. So on Thursday, the markets moved down significantly into the zone, into the daily bullish imbalance zone. And from there, it tapped out for a buy momentum, which made about 1,150 something pips for that day. And Friday was just a repeat. It was just the opposite direction of what has happened on Thursday, just to make sure the price range. But ideally, what is our outlook? Currently on the daily time frame, we still have this zone very, very much. The price has not tapped into it this yet. So I can expect the price to do a bit of buying into this range before it's moved further. Or then I can also wait for market to create the daily candlestick for Monday before I see more opportunities on the gold trading for this week. But more so, if you want to enjoy trading gold, you have to go to the lower time frame. But then I'll be stopping the analysis on 4 hours thereabouts because I don't want to do much. Okay. The outlook is basically on higher time frame helps you to know the bias and it helps you to remain. And at the same time, it helps you to detach a little bit from the screen most of the times. All right. So basically on this one right here, this is also a very good supply zone in the market. This one right here is also a very good supply zone on 4 hour time frame where we can expect the price to come into. If that will be happening, that would be about 640 pips on average, price getting there before we have further momentum in the market. So this is good. This is the 4 hour time frame. All the anticipation I'm expecting in the market is within this concept. And if anything changes in the course of the week, I'm going to react. I'm going to update. And I believe this week will also be a very good and fantastic one for every traders. But don't forget to trade proper risk management, however, because this is what will make you to always trade and come back to trade more, even when you lose sometimes and when you make more profit sometimes. So that is the outlook. This is also a very good spot we can expect the market to come to on a lower time frame to do a little bit of selling to this range and target this previous high level right here. This is about let's calculate, let's check it out. Let's check. This will be about 600 pips on average, so which is also good. The first sell we give about how many pips? Let's check it. This week about 160 pips before we have another 600 pips. This is a 1 hour time frame for gold. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the best. Trade with proper risk management is going to be a fantastic opportunity to trade this week. Thank you very much and do have a wonderful week ahead of you. Bye for now.